Single teachers struggle to find love. Are China's leftover women truly hopeless? Empty streets, closed stores. What's the dark mystery behind Shenyang's vanishing city? On Chinese social media, the term leftover women, referring to unmarried women over 30, is appearing with increasing frequency. These women now find themselves at a generational crossroads. Their voices are growing louder, but so too are the feelings of anxiety, anger, helplessness, and self-doubt that often accompany them. This is one desperate story from the front lines. I'm a 33-year-old leftover woman. I regret not getting married and having children when I was younger. Now I've become an older leftover woman, looked down on by others. I want to tell the younger girls out there, use your youth to find a good partner and start a family. Don't wait until you're my age, filled with regret and anxiety. By then it may be too late to meet someone you truly want to marry. A 38-year-old leftover woman. She doesn't even ask for a dowry anymore. But still no one wants her, even if she offers money. I'm 33 now, and it's like no one cares about me anymore. Just like people online say, once women reach a certain age, they're expected to just endure until it all ends. Matchmakers won't even bother introducing us to anyone. After enough rejections, they just stop calling. I'm 33 now, just a few years from 40. Maybe in a few years, I won't even be able to have children. Women at this age get really anxious about that. Is this really what it's like for single older women? Like people say, if you wait too long, you'll just end up alone. In one emotional video, a 32-year-old woman revealed her deepest fear. In the past, she had options. Tall, wealthy, attractive suitors were introduced to her, but she wasn't interested. Now, she says, only crooked melons and cracked dates remain. After turning 30, it gets harder and harder to find someone. I'm 32 now, and I suddenly have this terrible feeling. I may never get married. Am I really that bad? I don't think I'm ugly. I think I'm pretty decent. So why does finding a partner feel impossible? I've become confused and anxious. I can't sleep at night. My family pressures me constantly. I panic more each year. I really don't understand what men are thinking now. Do they really just not want older women? At 33, another woman is no longer focused on the marriage market. She's confronting a deeper challenge, mental burnout. I'm a 33-year-old leftover woman, and recently I've been extremely anxious and frustrated. It's serious now. I can't even maintain basic sleep. My schedule's a mess. I have no job, no energy, no social life. My whole life feels like it's falling apart. I came to the internet hoping it could help, but after a while, this isn't giving up. It's a defense mechanism when reality pushes you too far. But it's still hard to let go, because in this society, a woman's age isn't just a number, it's a burden. Even women with good looks, higher education, and stable jobs can't escape the stigma. Take, for example, a female teacher. No one wants female teachers born in the 80s or even the 2000s. It's strange. Why are female teachers in Suzhou so unpopular now? They're really the hardest hit in our blind date market. From kindergarten to university, many of them are good-looking, have good temperaments, and stable jobs. But once boys hear she's a teacher, they back out. I honestly don't get it. Some women with strong credentials, homes, cars, careers, still feel they must hide their assets when meeting matchmakers. Many say, don't mention my background, or it'll scare him away. They're willing to lower their material expectations for love, but reality doesn't compromise. I'd rather stay single forever than marry an older woman. That's what a guy born in 1993 said. He said, if a woman's pretty and has a good personality, she would have been taken already. So if she's still single, there must be a reason. These leftover women are always fantasizing about rich, handsome men and testing them with money. They act like princesses but aren't. And when things don't go their way, they throw tantrums. He says he'd never date someone like that. Do you think he's right? While blunt, many men share these sentiments, and that reality came at a high cost for one 35-year-old woman. She liked a guy and tried to get close to him. In the end, he scammed her for money, sex, and her emotions. When she tried to collect her debt, he beat her, insulted her, exposed her private life, and slandered her online. After that, I was done. I don't expect much from love or marriage anymore. I just want to focus on my career. Recent estimates online suggest there are between 110 and 160 million single women in China, but many still cling to fantasies of a fairy tale romance. What I want to say is, your Prince Charming didn't show up when you were in your 20s, but now you expect him to appear in your 30s. You're demanding and overconfident past your prime. Leftover men become more grounded over time because they realize they're broke. Leftover women become more delusional because they don't. And some so-called fairy girls don't like talking to anyone, especially men. People should be more realistic. Your parents are average, and so are you. Average looks, education, and income. Cinderella wasn't just anyone. Her father was an earl. She came from status. She and the prince were equals. Understand? Netizens have broken down the core issues into 4 main points. First, many women place too much weight on emotional value in relationships, using constant tests to measure how much a man cares. Second, some call themselves independent, but lack financial independence. In reality, they are low income or in debt, yet expect men to bear the full burden. Third, they shift narratives. Material demands are disguised as emotional expectations. Asking for lavish gifts becomes asking for sincerity. Fourth, their self-expectations are disconnected from reality. Then they blame men for falling short. A woman might earn 5,000 yuan a month, but expect a man to make 1 million per year. She may be moody or impatient, but demands total tolerance from her partner. Age might be negotiable, but no one wants to deal with a self-destructive personality. The truth is, many older, unmarried women aren't afraid of marriage, they're afraid of settling. In a society lacking strong family support systems, but still holding women to traditional standards, marriage isn't a safety net. It can be a deeper kind of loneliness. They're not trying to defy tradition or avoid commitment. They just don't want to trade one kind of loneliness for another. In a big country with a population of 1.4 billion, Shenyang has a population of just over 10 million. There is no one on the streets outside and no one in the store except for me in the cars. In previous years, on Christmas Day, the 25th, there was a constant stream of people buying cars. But this year, there was really not a single customer, not even one. This sudden drop in foot traffic signals a deeper economic malaise gripping the city, once vibrant, now eerily quiet. Recently, many netizens have revealed online that the economy in northeast China is collapsing. Shenyang is the capital of Liaoning province and the economic, cultural, and commercial center of northeast China. Its economic situation is also facing difficulties, and the unemployment wave is intensifying. The shops on the once bustling streets are now closed, and the air is filled with an atmosphere of depression and despair. Today, we will talk about the current situation in Shenyang. The shift from prosperity to hardship here reflects larger structural issues impacting many older industrial cities in China's northeast, where economic transformation has lagged behind. Many shops in large shopping malls in Shenyang, Liaoning province, are almost closed, with only a few shops remaining open. Do you know how many people are unemployed in Shenyang? Do you know how bad the economy is right now? Shops all over the street have signs saying, "For rent," "For sale," and "For sale." If we go back 10 years, if you had a store, you could say you were financially free, and basically one store could support 3 generations. If you own a store now and your loan is not fully repaid, I believe you will be in dire straits. Large companies are also cutting salaries, laying off employees, and consolidating, and individual businesses are closing down one after another. If you have a relatively stable job that pays your expenses on time and covers your 5 insurances and 1 fund, even if you only have 2,000 or 3,000 yuan left. Don't resign easily, let alone think about starting a business, because there is a high probability that you will not succeed. Currently, the closure rate of physical stores is as high as over 90%. What does this mean? It's so horrible. You go shopping in Shenyang on the weekend. There were originally 100 stores on this street. How many of them are still open now? The shuttering of stores is a visible sign of shrinking consumer confidence and spending power. Can you believe that a KFC, located in a popular street, can actually go bankrupt? The stretched noodles that Shenyang people love to eat can also turn yellow. Can you believe it? When even global brands and local favorites can't survive, it signals a crisis that goes beyond isolated businesses. Fengtian Street, which was once a popular internet celebrity street, has long lost its former prosperity and is now filled with shops being sold or transferred. Walking on the small streets of the night market, in addition to seeing the elderly people strolling around, you will occasionally see sanitation workers still working hard. The small stall from that time was full of traces of time, and it was obvious that it had been abandoned for a long time. In the context of corporate layoffs, those of us who are entering the midlife crisis want to do some business, but we have to take huge risks. If we are not careful, we may lose all our money. I really don't know what the way out is for people in their 40s. This raises an urgent question about opportunities for mid-career workers facing limited options and increased financial pressure. Oh my God, is there no night market in Shenyang? It's just past 9 o'clock in the evening in Shenyang. Many shops have already closed. There's no one on the street. I worked overtime, and there's no place to go out for a midnight snack. I remember when I went to Sichuan before, there was a traffic jam on my way back after playing mahjong at night. The building behind me is the cultural building. Let me briefly tell you about this cultural building. It opened for business in 1989, and its annual turnover exceeded 100 million yuan in the 1990s. Just imagine how glorious it once was, but it's no longer possible now, and the whole property is being rented out. Zhongjie is standing at the crossroads of history. The decline of landmarks like the cultural building symbolizes Shenyang's larger economic and cultural crossroads. I may not be able to survive. It's already May. How many people are unemployed and lying in rental houses like me? I have been unemployed for half a year. I was fired by my boss before the new year. When I looked for a job after the new year, I was always rejected because of my age and being unmarried and without children. Now, I no longer have the courage to look for a job. I spend every day lying in my rental house, watching videos, playing games, and only eating one meal a day. Once I stop going to work, I will lie down in my rental house, watching the balance in my card decrease day by day, becoming more and more confused and feeling like a failure at the age of 29. It's 3:49 in the morning. I'm lying in bed counting sheep. The more I count, the more anxious I become. I am a 211th master's degree holder. I have graduated for almost 5 years and will soon be 30 years old. I'm so tired of it that I want to vomit. I send out at least dozens of resumes every day, but either they are read but not responded to, or there is no follow-up after the interview. People around me also say that it is difficult for graduate students to find a job. If you are in a sunset industry, it is futile to struggle. Sometimes individuals feel really helpless in the face of the general situation. And if you look at job openings now, many require applicants to be under 30 years old. Every time I see this, I feel chilled to the bone. This highlights the painful irony for educated young people facing age discrimination and shrinking opportunities. I want to change my career, but I have no experience. Age and education level are increasingly becoming a shackle that traps ourselves. Every night I toss and turn and can't fall asleep. My mind is full of car loans and mortgages. I don't know how many people are in the same situation as me. I get frustrated when I'm editing my resume late at night. Every time I get rejected during an interview, I appear calm on the surface, but I'm actually very upset inside. I wonder how many people are in a similar situation as me. Debt, job insecurity, and constant rejection weigh heavily on a generation struggling to find its place. I have been looking for a job in Shenyang for 4 months, but couldn't find one. Today I have to pay the rent, but I have no money. So I had to call my parents and ask for 4,000 yuan. When you just graduated from college and started working, would you feel comfortable asking for money from your family? But if you don't want it, you really won't be able to find a job and have no source of income. This girl rents her car, which costs 120 yuan a day. She has to charge it twice, which costs about 80 yuan, so the cost a day is 200 yuan. How much did you run today? I haven't even earned 200 yuan today. Why don't you buy a car yourself? I just want to try this business. If I just buy the car directly, won't I lose more money? If it hadn't rained today, I wouldn't be able to run at all. It's the off-season now and there's no one here. Does online ride-hailing car driving have peak and off-peak seasons? Yes, once students start school, it is the off-season and no one takes taxis. Winter and summer vacations are the peak seasons, but they are not so popular recently. The overall environment in Shenyang is really bad now. I remember that there were really people coming and going after 7 o'clock every evening, all of them going out to eat or something. But it is really not the case now. People seem to be staying at home because going out means spending money, but money is not easy to earn. This retrenchment into private spaces reflects the wider impact of economic strain on daily life and community dynamics. Shenyang's story is a warning, not just for one city, but for a whole generation caught in economic uncertainty. As shops close and dreams fade, the question remains, how do we rebuild hope in a city where the streets have gone silent?